welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast.
Kevin's eyes look insane, but he's got new hair. Virginia is a witch, and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show podcast.
Oh, yes, here we go. You can just tell there's some electricity in the air today because we got a 3-day weekend. People are pumped up. I am so excited because really football season gets going. I got football tonight for high school. I got college all weekend that is going to be going off. Some really solid games, too.
You should come see us and party in Delray for that LSU USC game.
It's possible. It is very possible.
Are the Buckeyes playing?
The Buckeyes have a 3:30 game tomorrow. And Ohio State is, it's my team. Got a little shirt on right now. They got a pretty weak schedule. They do have, a couple tough games. They do have to play number 3 Oregon in the middle of October, and they got Penn State, Michigan. But aside from that, their other games, they normally play somebody like they've got Alabama, Georgia coming up in future years, but this year it's weak. So they play a team called the Akron Zips.
What?
So, yeah.
What is a zip?
I have no idea. Jennifer Ross is in here. We were just asking that question. I'm like, I have no clue. I don't know what it is. So, yeah, Ohio State's game's going to be probably pretty lame, but it's on at the same time as the Canes-Gators game. And that's amazing. That's such a good rivalry. And that really is going to such a statement. The Miami Hurricanes, they need to start looking good and winning, and that's a very pivotal game. That's going to be great. So, yeah, you got a lot of good stuff all weekend long, so I'm excited for that. You got concerts that are going to be happening. You've got that party at Peanut Island on Sunday.
Yeah, that sounds fun,
Sandbar.
too.
That's just going to be amazing. So there's just, so many things. You're doing your little boat thing. You got a whole weekend.
I do. I'm doing a boat thing today.
Yep.
Our friend's fancy birthday party on Saturday night.
Okay.
And then Sunday, we're doing a staycation in Delray. So that LSU game on Sunday, we're going to watch it at Bounce.
Yep.
It doesn't start until 7:30.
Right.
So Mama can't be all cocktailed and then driving back to Tequesta. Like, no.
Right.
And I also don't want to put that on Panda.
No, I hear you.
So we're staying the night, Sunday night in Delray. I'm super excited about a staycation.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So, yeah, a lot of good stuff going on this weekend. What are your big plans, Bird?
This should be the weekend I finish this dinosaur garden up.
Okay. All
for
right.
the most part.
2 dinos were delivered yesterday, I heard.
Yeah, it just, there was a lot of work that went into it, so it's been taking up some of my free time. It's been my hobby. It's nice to do something fun outdoorsy.
Yeah. Therapeutic, right?
Yeah, it's kept my weight down, too.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Get a big workout putting together a dinosaur garden.
And I'm not even moving around that much either, but I think when you do that kind of stuff, you're not eating a lot.
You're busy.
It's hard to eat a bunch of pizza when you're outside and putting pavers down and doing all that shit.
Yeah, kind of slows you down a bit, huh?
It does.
Yeah,
if I'm eating pizza, we're done for the garden that day.
Okay, that's how you tap out at that point.
Yeah.
Huh? Okay. So a lot of good stuff going on here. So we'll be back on Tuesday on the show. Got a lot of comments here, things from the regular show. People really had a lot of comments on fast food items that have been taken away. What do you miss the most? Taco Bell easily led all other fast food restaurants, and it just makes you want to be like, my gosh, how many menu items have they had? Because I think we got probably 20 comments, and here's a couple more. Cassie said their caramel apple empanada.
Oh, I love that thing. Shit.
And then Rebecca said their fried burrito. Amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So,
man, I would do anything for you guys to have Taco Viva. That was a big place down here in South Florida. It was so good. And then we didn't have a fast foodie type Mexican restaurant, and then Taco Bell came into town down here in South Florida, and holy shit, people lost their minds.
Oh, yeah.
They couldn't believe we're getting another fast food taco place after they ripped Taco Viva from us.
Okay, yeah.
It was a big deal.
I got honestly, tacos are they're fantastic. And they're not quite where my love for pizza is, but it's not far off, man.
I love a black bean taco is my favorite.
They're just fantastic. Unbelievable. I eat so much more Mexican and taco stuff now than I do pizza. Well, you do, both of them you can do so much with. You can do so much with pizza. You can do so much with tacos. Endless varieties.
I kind of feel with all these foods, though, whether it's Italian or whether it's Chinese, after a while, you've got about 5 dishes, and then everything's kind of almost like it all starts to kind of. It's a little bit of the same, but a little bit different. It's the same, but slightly different. Italian, all foods are like that.
Okay.
I feel like they got the big 5, and then they take those 5 dishes and make 17 other ones.
Variations of that same dish.
Am I out of line? Am I crazy to think this?
Oh, you're crazy, but it sounds sensical.
Yeah. Jill said Wendy's used to make a Greek pita that was so good. I even emailed the company and asked them to bring it back.
I don't remember that.
No, I don't remember that at all either.
If you love Greek pitas, though, there are plenty of places to get one. That place right there on PGA next to Duncan at the corner of PGA and Prosperity Farms, there's a little Greek restaurant in there, at least there used to be, and they made great pitas.
Oh, I love pita and hummus.
Yeah.
I just put up a video how to make hummus pizza. I got all the ingredients up there.
It's all look good.
Look at you.
It was very good. That was a good. That one came out good.
Yeah, it looks solid. Looked delish. Gina got a little hack here for heating up rice. She said put a wet paper towel on it in the microwave. It puts moisture back into the rice and it won't be hard. Did you know that?
Yeah, I mean, that works with everything. You can everything in the microwave with a little paper towel or maybe like a little sprinkling. Give it a little Pope sprinkle of water.
So what, you wet the paper towel and then you put the rice on top of that in a bowl?
I like to wet the rice with a little sprinkle and then put a paper towel on top of it.
Okay.
I love rice.
I do too, but I don't want to get that rice dick disease. So
Kevin freaked me out. Yeah, can women get it in their
cooter?
Their cooter?
I don't know. I'd imagine they might be able to.
I think anybody can get it. Like, I mean, if diarrhea splashes up and gets in your pink parts.
How would I even Google that? Do women get weird rice vagina
If you
disease?
get poo in your vagina, you can absolutely get sick from that.
Oh, wow.
Ugh.
That's rough. Well, hopefully,
But that's what happened to that guy.
Yeah, you're right.
He had diarrhea and it splashed up and got in his dick.
That's unbelievable.
At least that's what he says.
Yeah.
There's other ways you can probably get diarrhea in there.
Poo in your dick.
I just don't know how did that happen. I look, I've thrown up. I've had diarrhea. What did this guy do that he got it on his privates?
Maybe he was just real sloppy.
I mean, some people are
did
sloppy.
he just yak on his dick? Is that what happened? He's right on it?
No, I think he pooed on his dick.
I think it.
They said it was either.
Oh, it can be from either.
Either, yeah.
All right, that changes everything. I'm sorry, I was listening to Dr. Know It Nothing over here.
I like this story better that it was from poo.
I know. Why am I fucking listening to you on every word? Like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, Kev, she's right. It's poop.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
I can tell it is Friday. It is a weekend.
Yes, we are excited about these 3-day weekends, y'all.
Mm-hmm. We were talking about weird things that you're addicted to, weird addictions, and somebody had mentioned that they were addicted to chewing on ice. And Tammy said, that is a sign that you're low on iron.
Huh. I've been low on iron since I was 5 then.
It's a thing. Rocco's low on iron. We had his blood work done, and he takes, kitty vitamins, but also a special iron one because he's got low iron.
Okay.
Yeah, I have low things. I got my blood work done. There's things I got to do to raise and lower and do all that shit.
You need vitamin D.
I need a couple vitamins.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I need that B, too.
I'll get you that D.
Yeah.
All right. Way to not make it weird.
I submitted an idea to Kevin that he hated about all the foods that have vitamin D in them, and I was going to cook them for you, but they're all like kind of stuff you don't like to eat, like a lot of fish and liver.
Much like Kevin, I hate the idea as well. I stand with Kevin on this one.
I never even said anything about the idea.
Yeah. Dude, again, she's speaking for you.
Yeah, never said that.
Misquoting you. He didn't even say anything.
He hated it.
Yeah. Yeah.
God.
Never commented on it.
Put your
never
fan on
nothing.
and
Yeah.
cool down there.
Don't tell me how to live my life.
God. Kevin hated it. He fucking hated it.
Oh, man. Somebody else said Afrin is trouble.
I agree.
Okay, talked about people that they get addicted to the nasal sprays.
It is real. My husband went through it and actually was withdrawing from it. So it is a thing.
Yeah, wow.
Him and his mother, they both used to do the Afrin for allergies. They have significant allergies, but Afrin is not meant to be a long-term solution.
Yeah.
Do not do it.
Since I've known your husband, he has just been an allergic, just nasally fuck.
His whole life. And I think that, you know, he probably should have gotten allergy tested when he was a kid.
They didn't do that shit back then.
They didn't. But they do it now.
They'd
I wish
smoke.
he would go do it.
They wouldn't test for allergies, but they would smoke cigarettes in the car.
I think he's allergic to dogs. And growing up, he had pets. He had dogs. And I think if you don't get diagnosed and you don't realize it, you think you're just an allergy-prone person, but you're actually allergic to the animal in your own house.
Well, you're resilient as a kid, too. You probably can be allergic to something and kind of fight through it. Man, you do not get resilient the older you get.
No. And I think it's catching up with him, and allergies are a thing for him. He struggles.
Yeah.
I feel bad for him.
Yeah.
Well, you give him some loving. Make him feel better.
I did.
Yeah.
Last weekend.
I know what he's not allergic to.
That sweet peach.
I hate how you say it. Sweet pea, that's terrible.
Not stopping.
Sweet pea.
I got an email here from Kimberly. She said, I am addicted to rubber ducks. So far, I have 162 of them.
Oh, it's a Jeep thing, right?
Well, it is, but it sounds like she's a collector. She collects them and displays them, and collecting anything
Yep.
is an addicting thing.
Yeah, she said, they're just so cute. My husband says I have a problem. My best friend has bought me ducks from different countries. I even have a Trump and Stormy Daniels ducks.
Aww.
How about that?
I
huh?
think that's a fun addiction. Just don't listen to anybody who hates on you, girl.
Oh, people, fuck that. Yeah, do your thing.
Ducks are adorable.
Well, I wonder why. You always wonder why you are the way you are, and I found out that my grandma up in Pennsylvania, when she was alive, she loved knickknacks, and she had a bunch of them over the house. And my mom did it too. My mom hated frogs, the animal, but loved ceramic frogs, and she collected them too.
My grandma loves ceramic frogs.
And you wonder, are hobbies genetic? Is there anything to that?
I think it is.
Genetic?
I think it's all genetic.
Because even my dad goes, he goes, you have a lot of same little quirks that your grandmother had, like collecting the. Just we had a lot of the same, and I never was around her.
I truly believe in that. I think generations pass down their quirks and their things they're into. I love plants and little ceramic frogs too. My grandma loved plants and ceramic frogs.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that it is. I'm just asking the question: is it even possible?
Yeah, that is. I don't know.
I
Pretty
believe
interesting.
in
Yeah.
it. I believe hardcore,
Oh, Virginia believes in it.
which makes him think it's crazy.
We heard you the 7th time. You believe in it.
Also, PJ is talking here about kids' movies. A lot of suggestions on that as we're kind of doing a Rocco Kids Movie Club. We're talking about the best movies from the 80s. And he said, how about Drop Dead Fred, Little Monsters, and The Great Outdoors? Well,
Rocco would love Drop Dead Fred.
Drop Dead Fred. Okay.
That's a cute movie. It's a goofy little kid movie. It's very. There's nothing out of line. She's adorable in that movie.
I'm making a list.
The Great Outdoors is one of those really good movies I forgot about, but I don't know why I thought that might have had more of an adult rating to it.
I don't think it does. It has kind of it gets a little deep.
Yeah, it's a fantastic movie from back in the 80s, 1988. It has John Candy, Dan Aykroyd, Annette Bening is in it. Really good cast.
That's a really good movie. I forgot about that one.
It's very solid. Yeah, I remember loving that from back in the 80s.
I don't think there's anything bad in that.
Okay.
I'll tell you what I watched the other night that was great. That was from the 80s. It kind of happened to come on my YouTube. Trading Places with Eddie Murphy.
Yes.
And Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah.
Now Rocco can't watch that one because there's a lot of drug, sex, and
I'm not ready for that yet.
a lot of F-bombs in that movie. But that's a funny fucking movie, man.
I don't have a problem with F-bombs. I do have a problem with actual effing.
The sex stuff, that's where it gets weird.
Yeah, I don't want to have to explain that. I'm not ready.
I don't even think they knew how to handle sex stuff back then and how to film it.
Yeah, it's really weird. They, that's what would get people out to the movies. It's the only place you were going to see that kind of stuff.
It is funny. You'll watch some of these 80 movies, some of these comedies that are R-rated, and they'll have so many unnecessary titty shots in there. We go, why would her tits be out there? It doesn't make any sense.
80s, bro.
Gratuitous, yeah.
It's just what it is.
They had a titty quota they had to hit.
They did.
Had a lot of that. I forgot that The Great Outdoors was a John Hughes movie.
Yeah, he was responsible for a lot of great movies.
Just didn't, I don't think, made anything bad, ever.
He had a pretty good score.
Yeah, really solid run. Okay, so some good suggestions. Yeah. The odd thing about it now with the movies, I'm still I'm scanning all over the place. I can't find what it's rated. I think now, honestly, a lot of people don't really care. I don't think, ratings used to be such a big thing when I was a kid. Because my mom would be like, PG-13, no way. Now, I don't know. It's odd.
What year did The Great Outdoors come out in?
1988.
I would imagine that's a PG movie.
Okay.
Because remember, while we were young, that's when they came out with PG-13.
Yeah, a little fun fact. You didn't remember the first ever PG-13 movie?
I do. It's Red Dawn.
It is.
With Patrick Swayze.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Nice work, Bird.
Well, I remember seeing that movie as a kid, and the opening horrified me. Do you guys remember the opening?
I've never seen it.
All the kids are in school, and the teacher's teaching, and he starts looking out the window, kind of confused, and it's all these dudes in parachutes.
Paratroopers, yeah.
With
Russians,
guns and fucking everybody.
yeah.
And as a kid,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I was always scared that was going to happen at school.
Right. Crazy. Great Outdoors, rated PG.
Okay.
So there you go. That's not a bad call. I remember that being very entertaining.
I don't know if Rocco would like that one, because it's a good movie, but it's kind of weird.
Well, eventually we're going to get to where it's going to be stuff that, we've gone through all the Goonies and the Short Circuits and the things that we know he's going to love.
Yeah, maybe eventually, but I think it has, the way I would put it, I think it has too in-depth adult emotions.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think adults would like it, honestly, if they haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's a solid movie. John Candy had some great movies.
He did. He was so lovable.
Yeah, he really was.
Rest in peace.
Got another suggestion for one. Hook, Angels in the Outfield, and Kid in King Arthur's Court.
I saw Hook in the theater, and I don't think I wanted to go see it for some reason. You ever have that where you're going, I don't want to see this shit, and you end up loving it? Hook was good.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Okay.
I forgot it. That's Robin Williams.
Yeah, it is.
That's a good movie.
I'm putting on the list. I got a good list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I kind of feel like
10 movies.
I feel like the 90s, they started really kind of getting their footing with how to make a movie.
Yeah.
And then it started getting kind of ridiculous in the 2000s.
What was the movie that Julia Roberts was in and played Tinkerbell? Was that Hook?
That's Hook.
Okay. Yeah, because I saw a list they had of other co-stars that have said someone was a complete pain in the ass, and they said that she was miserable on the set of that movie.
She don't got good notes about her. Julia Roberts has been known to be difficult and not fun and kind of a jerk.
Well, she was so big. Remember there was a point where, every magazine, she was on the cover. She was America's sweetheart. She was the highest paid actress for a while. She probably let it get to her head.
Well, that's what I think everyone would say. They go, oh, America or the world thinks she's America's sweetheart and so likable and adorable. Meanwhile, she's a monster.
She had that Ellen DeGeneres thing where the world thinks you're one thing and maybe behind the scenes you're just kind of too much drinking the Kool-Aid.
I kind of like how Ellen is going out fuck you guys, fuck you. She's saying, screw
I
you.
wish she would just lean in and tell the truth about how she was a dick on the set of her show.
But do you know how many people are dicks out in Hollywood that never get called out to the carpet like
But
she
the
did?
problem was she tried to be so sweet and so nice and pretend like she liked dancing and dance with the people in the crowd. And then as soon as the camera would go off, she would curse, smoke cigarettes, and say how much she hated the dancing.
She does. But I think a lot of those comedians are kind of dicky, man. I just think they are.
And that's why I love it. If you're totally an inauthentic character and you get brought down by being inauthentic, I love that storyline.
Yeah. They said that Julia Roberts on the set of Hook, everyone called her Tinker Hell.
That's amazing.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, so apparently she's known to
Did
be
they
very
have
difficult.
to like strap her in wires and have her fly? Because I can see where that would be really fucking annoying. If you're like Julia Roberts and you get paid so much money and you are a diva and now they got to wire you from the ceiling and you're flying around as Tinkerbell.
Well, her first movie, I believe, was Mystic Pizza, and she wasn't a star yet. And the main star kind of got completely, because I think she had Pretty Woman right after, and that movie hadn't been released yet; it had been filmed. So they try to act like that first movie she did, that she was the main star, and she wasn't.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm sure that rubbed everybody in the movie the wrong way.
Oh my gosh, the lead was Annabelle Gish. I don't know if you remember her.
Nope.
Really? Man, did you guys even 80s?
And Jason had said Gremlins. My kids loved it.
Love it.
Yes, we tried to show him Gremlins. We got up to the point where they started turning it, like when Stripe shows up, like Rocco was like, "What the f?"
That movie, I love that movie.
It's a little scary when Stripe shows up.
Corey Feldman's in that movie. He's
Really? Wow.
the young kid in that movie.
Unreal, just what he had going.
I know.
Just where his life went.
If you look at all of his projects, most of them were really, really successful.
Yeah.
He had some big blockbusters.
Oh, big
Not
time.
that he was the main driving force, but he was
No.
attached to them.
But well, you just want to talk about, there's a lot of people who just couldn't pick projects. How he was just chosen for every great project that happened in that era.
And he's such a dick.
Yeah. Unreal. And Michelle, she said, I know you mentioned it the other day, but man, I have been watching Only Murders in the Building since it first released, season 1. I love it. I just watched the first episode of season 4 last night. It is so good. As you know, Eugene Levy is a guest star, and as soon as I saw him and Steve Martin interacting in a scene, it occurred to me that they were in Cheaper by the Dozen 2 together, and their chemistry was very similar. I enjoyed it a lot. So, I mean, like I said, just everybody is in that show that you see who's any kind of comedic actor. They're always in that. So it's a really great show.
What's it on again?
Hulu.
Hulu.
It's out on Netflix.
It's not on Netflix.
I don't think I got Hulu.
Yeah, it's Hulu. A lot of people trying to get us into anime. Troy said, got one you would like. Says that Attack on Titan may be too hard for Kev, but one I would recommend is called Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Okay. Follows the journey of two brothers who, after a disastrous attempt to bring their mother back to life using alchemy, suffer severe consequences. Blah, blah, blah. One of them loses an arm and a leg, while another loses his whole body and had his soul bound to a suit of armor.
Don't have to watch that now.
Huh. Okay. All right. There you go. And yes, V, it is on Netflix.
All right, thank you.
Is it on Netflix? We got to put that on a shirt. Is it on Netflix?
And Cheryl's got another one. Here's a series on Netflix y'all might like. The Umbrella Academy. It's only 4 seasons, so you can get through it fairly quickly. It's got a lot of craziness and time travel. Yeah, my son, my older son, Colin, he's recommended that. It's on my list. I just haven't gotten to it yet. So, and Van says, Kev, you would hate anime. I think I agree.
You're not an anime guy.
No, I don't think it's my thing.
If anybody could jump ship, it'd be me.
Yeah.
We respect it.
Yeah,
But it might just
totally.
not
I get
be
it.
our bag.
I recognize it's very popular. And like I said, I know my son Colin loves it.
I never watch cartoons, but usually when I do, I end up enjoying them for the most part.
Okay. And Jennifer here has got a bunch of things she's popping off on, little comments here. She wanted to know when family members pass of old age leading up to their passing, do you think we should say everything that's on our mind, things that we never got to bring up, or should we just keep the peace and let them pass?
If what you're going to say to them is going to make them happy, then tell them.
Yep.
If what you're going to say to them is going to make them sad and make you feel better,
So
don't.
you're saying you're going to trauma dump them on their deathbed?
Do not trauma dump
That's her
the
question.
elderly.
No, do not do that.
But if you have happy things to tell them, then tell them. You should protect elderly people from bad news because they're older and they're more fragile and they don't take things as well as younger people.
Mom, I know you're dying, but here's all the shitty things you did to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's how you fucked me up.
I mean-
Suck it up, Buttercup.
Unless someone was an evil monster to you and you need to get that off your chest. I'm talking about if someone did
Yeah.
something horrible to you. But if it's,
I think it would be rare circumstances where I would recommend that.
totally.
Yeah.
And even if they were a shitty parent, here's the deal. A lot of our parents weren't the best because they didn't know better and they were raised by shitty parents. When you know better, you do better. And you have to forgive them for being shitty if they were shitty because they didn't know any better. They weren't actively trying to be shitty and hurt you. It's just the product of the times.
And the other thing that she was speaking on was we're talking about the decline in population, and it's really hitting some countries. China, Japan, I believe, has really got it going on. And okay, what's the big deal? Because when I first heard, I'm like, oh well, good. I think we got too many people. Anyway.
Less people at the mall.
Yeah, this is a great thing. I'm all for less people. Sounds great. But when you do kind of break it down, it is an issue, and it'll be interesting to see what incentives they might do because it really is becoming I guess a trend in a sense. I think a lot of people are just saying, man,
People are saying, I'm going to think things through and do it differently than my parents because my parents maybe didn't do it right.
yeah. I think people are really appreciating and liking living their life and keeping their money and maintaining their schedule. And look, a lot of stress and effort and issues come with it. And we're busier with our jobs. And then you add the busyness that comes with a family and running around. Like I said, with kids, I don't feel like I have owned my life for 26 years because kids have always been first.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
26 years, Bird.
Yeah, and so
This man's been on a sentence.
yeah, and look, I love it. I would argue for it. I'm happy that I did it, but there is a part of me too that when Cannon moves on, I'll be like, okay, there will be a certain freedom that comes with that, the ability to hopefully we'll start traveling more and doing things like that.
Never wearing pants.
I don't do that now.
But no, you're right. That's that second kind of puberty or that second round you were talking about the other day when all your kids are raised and they're out of the house.
Right, yeah.
They're still your kids, obviously, but now you can say, let's do whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah. And so she said, what about those women that are not able to have kids with tax breaks and things like that? Yeah, and that's where I think you're going to have a lot of arguing with this because they're going to do things that people who choose not to have kids or can't have kids will say, well, they're getting preferential treatment. I mean, it's just the way we are as humans. So that'll be a thing. But I was quoting how it kind of works, what this means if we start having less kids or just having no kids at all. And I had seen a clip that had come by on my Twitter. And it's a guy named Peter Thiel. He is a venture capitalist and entrepreneur. He is the co-founder of PayPal. Oh. And he also was the first outside investor in Facebook.
Oh, is he single? He'd be a great guy to date, ladies.
Yeah, great question. I don't know that, but he was on Joe Rogan's podcast, and he was breaking it down, and I wanted to get accurate because I think I completely botched, what he was saying with the generations. But here is the excerpt from that.
There are 8 billion people on the planet, and if every woman has not 2 babies, but 1 baby, then every generation's half the previous. Then the next generation's 4 billion. Yeah, one of the Japanese demographers I was looking at on this a few years ago, his thesis was, once it flips, it doesn't flip back. And then you should just extrapolate this as the permanent birth rate. And if it's on average of 1 baby per woman, and you have a halving, and then it's in 33 generations, 2 to the 33rd is about 8 billion. If every generation is 30 years, 30 times 33 is 990 years. In 990 years, you'd predict there'd be 1 person left on the planet. then we'd go extinct if there's only one person left.
Oh, damn.
Okay, so that's what it would be. It would be if
990 years.
we'd have 1,000 years left of humanity, and then that would be it. There would be nobody left.
That's wild
be
to
gone.
think about.
Now, is there any complete sign? I know people say these kind of claims, and that will be the new headline everyone's talking about. Oh my gosh, if we don't start fucking, we're going to be dead. Is this one of those things that we know for sure that's what's happening, that's what's going on?
What do you mean?
Is this really
no.
happening?
He's just going by sheer numbers alone based on population and birth rate. And if every woman did this, this is what it would be. But every woman's not going to do that.
That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of what ifs there.
Some will
to
do
say
more than
1,000
one.
years.
Some will do less
Yeah.
than one.
They're just going on the math of what's happening right now and the decline in the population.
Yeah, that could that also could change.
What he was saying in that comment was what they found is that that's what people are assuming and saying, oh, it'll go back. But that demographer is saying that once you reach that point, it doesn't flip.
It doesn't go back.
Yeah. That's
Even
what
if
he
you
was
say,
saying.
oh, people could change, oh, people can't change.
Yeah. That's what his argument is that that doesn't happen in what he studied when it comes to population. It doesn't do that.
It's weird. I couldn't really understand what he was saying. I could have swore maybe I was hallucinating. I thought I heard Taylor Swift.
Yeah, there was some going on
Were they
there.
bumping-
I don't know.
Were they bumping Taylor Swift?
Somehow that happened. Maybe just how it was edited
Two
or whatever.
Chains got crossed over.
Or maybe something in Denny's studio was going on and
Rogan wasn't
fit in
bumping
there.
Swift.
No, no, I heard a little bit of that too. I'm like, I faintly hear Taylor Swift in that clip. Justin, he has a comment here, and people still talking about the golf courses in Florida, and that is where they are. The latest setting with it is they just want it to be permanently set in stone, that there will never be discussion about development on our state parks that we have. And a little fun fact from Justin that he sent in here. He said, Florida has more golf courses than any other state in the country, and the Palm Beaches has more golf courses than any other county in the country. So the argument of, well, I think we need more golf. That's his argument, saying, don't we have enough already? Already got a good bit.
They tried. They thought they would be a little slick.
They did.
And they probably had some great intentions, but then they also probably had some profit intentions as well, because that's just how our whole system here is set up, a capitalist system. They just wanted to make some money, and maybe, Folds of Honor wanted to do a good thing as well, and Folds of Honor probably wanted to make some money, if we could be honest.
I can tell you what. I can tell you who's going to be partying their nards off this weekend. The Raccoons. They're going to enjoy the weekend.
Yeah, no doubt they will. Absolutely. You were talking a bit about rats. We had a commentary because you had seen what was getting onto your roof. Squirrels, rats, all kinds of stuff.
It's a rat party up there.
I haven't seen a rat on my roof. I've only I saw a rat run by on my fence, along up my neighbor's fence, up their fence.
Oh, you got rat roof. You definitely got rat roof. And weren't you telling me you had a little hole?
Stop it.
Oh, dude.
Fuck this.
Patch your hole. If you have any kind of way for a rat to get in, they're getting in.
What's a good patch of this hole?
Good
Whatever.
luck.
My hole of truth.
Whatever. Don't be fucking giving me no rat phobia on a 3-day weekend.
I'm not the one that said they heard scratching on their roof, dude. You already have rats.
Don't fall for the trap, bird.
The rat trap?
No. Fuck this, man.
It's a rat trap.
I'm out. I quit.
He quit.
I had made the comment that the rats that at least we have around our house, they're not like New York City rats, different style. In fact, I think they're maybe barn rats or something like that.
They're Palm Beach rats.
Well, you know what? They actually are kind of cute. They look like mice, but then they have the rat tail.
Oh, Jay Bird, see, they're cute.
Yeah, so they're cute until that. But Elena said, they're not all the same because her husband, there's a rat trap, and she said that's not a
I'm
cute.
not looking at that.
Oh, damn. I wasn't ready for that.
It's bringing me back. I don't like it.
Ooh. Ratatouille's bad day.
Man, rats, they fuck up my whole vibe.
You better patch that hole.
It's not that big of a hole. Why do I tell you shit? I had a whole conversation with her during commercial
Yeah.
break, and I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
That's really biting me in the ass.
Right. It's all coming out now.
What bites harder in the ass, a rat or me?
Yeah, you.
Okay, Amy said here, I've been listening to you goofballs since station number 1. The history of finding you guys is I used to hang out in South Beach in the 90s, and I would listen to DJ Laz on Sundays on my drive home to Melbourne. So on Monday morning, my radio tuner would be programmed to the station. Needless to say, I got hooked on the Kevin and Virginia show. Melbourne did not always get the signal, but whenever it did, I would listen. Thankfully, technology has made it much easier to be a KVJ Nationer now.
Amen, girl.
Anyway, I had to write to tell you this. My husband passed away in May after a long 3.5-year battle with cancer, and I've been struggling a bit, as you can imagine. However, yesterday, driving home from work, listening to the ATS and Virginia speaking of her sweet peach, I got to laughing, and in that moment, I realized that I had not really laughed in such a long time. Of course, I had chuckled and enjoyed the moments and such, but just an organic belly laugh had not occurred in quite some time. So thank you, and especially Virginia's sweet peach for that. It felt really good.
I'm sorry to hear about your husband.
Yeah.
I know, that sucks.
And you said it wrong, Kev. It's sweet peach. The sweet peach.
Sweetest one in the bunch.
Is it short cookie or is it sweet peach?
It's both, baby.
Yeah, don't call me baby. Do not call me baby when we're talking about your sweet peach.
I'm going to make a cobbler.
Oh, good God.
It sounds like you have a yeast infection.
It's turning my stomach, man.
I'm like, yeah.
It's
That's
really
all I saw. I was like,
repulsive.
yeah, 'cause, I mean, cobbler's got the breading in there.
Got a crust.
I don't know.
It's got crust. Ugh.
I
All
quit again.
right, fuck this.
I quit again.
You know what? Just
Yesterday, you're telling everyone
No.
I jerk off and lay in my hot bathtub in my
Yeah.
own seed.
yeah.
That was gross. That's it.
Semen pool.
I've had enough.
Can we get the fuck out of here?
Yes, definitely. All right, you guys have an amazing weekend. We'll see you back here on Tuesday.